Okay. We're back on it. Whoops, I opened Steam. Get out of here, Steam. I don't need you. Why does that music seem so quiet? Be louder. I don't even have that turned down. More? This is poorly balanced audio-wise. Steam, I said get out! Alright, there you are. Clip Studio. There it is, the whole thing. Where's my pen? There you are. Not a pen. Stylus. Do not use a pen on your drawing tablet. That would go poorly. There's that drawing tablet out there that's apparently supposed to recreate the feeling of paper. I don't know if I trust that. That's just a marketing scheme that they're trying to use to trick me into using pen on my tablet so that I have to buy a new one. It's all a grand conspiracy. It's like Big Pharma, but for drawing tablets. And it's also definitely very real. Let's see here. Do I have anything without words? This doesn't got words on it. Let's take this one. Just so I could take this. I gotta get rid of these lines, actually. I was thinking about how this page looks. And I gotta fix this, because this doesn't make any sense that he's like swinging this down after the pose in the first one. I'm gonna fix that real quick. I've been thinking about it for years. Ever since I made this page a couple weeks ago. Or maybe like a week ago, I don't know. With how slow I am, I could have made this page months ago by now. I wouldn't even remember. So we'll have to do this, and we might have to add some hair on the lady. Just to make that gap not so apparent here. This like weird tan. Maybe it looks fine, I don't know. Because, like, if his arms are up here, he would have to move this hand down here, so this makes sense. Maybe if we move this over here. In this direction, it would make even more sense. Maybe, like, here? That makes a little sense. Let's try putting it over here. Now it looks wrong. Okay. Yeah, I think that looks better. I think it's more clear that this is the same guy as this one. This guy and this one here. I think that's clear. He's like kicking him, and then he's over to the side over here, and then this guy comes in. Yeah, I think it reads. At least I think so. Still do like that page. That's a good one, in my opinion. If only that little bit of... I just need to... If this is clear, I might need to get second opinions on that. Because to me it seems okay. But that doesn't really mean nothing, because I know what the scenes are and what's going on in them. It's how it's conveyed to somebody else. It's important. And clarity is the most important thing. I will say that forever. Forget your style, forget your grace. If you got no clarity and people can't see what you're trying to do, then it's all for nothing. You can have all these fancy rendering techniques and gradient maps and lighting effects, but if I can't tell what the heck you're trying to color in with all this stuff, it don't matter. Give me clear shape. Give me a focus point, a good one. Have those areas of lesser detail, so that when you look at the piece, not everything is just like a... like it looks like it has a jigsaw puzzle overlaid on top of it. Just too many lines everywhere, interrupting the image. Just don't do that. Give areas where there's not as much detail. That goes for everything, too. It goes from composition within the panel itself to the character designs themselves. It's all about contrast. You need it. It's not just a fancy little extra additive you could put on there at the end. No, you need to think about it for everything you're doing. Here's a good one to do for character design, where you make the bottom half of the character's attire generally darker in value than the upper half, because that's more important when it comes to characterization, unless the primary feature of your character is their legs, in which case then you could draw focus to that through value, brighter values towards the bottom and all that, warmer colors, etc. Or really just like any color as long as it's contrasting the majority of it. Like if you had a character whose dominant color scheme was orange, their blue legs might be of note, if that was an important thing you wanted to draw attention to. It's all about drawing attention through contrast. When and where you want to. You can also mitigate a lot of that, having to concern yourself with any of that, by just having really simple character designs that you can draw in a comic. Because if these character designs were any more complicated, I wouldn't make them. He's got bracers, a little waist piece, a shirt, pants, boots. It's easy. And maybe, like, I guess the ears count as, like, a design element, because I guess that's a little unusual. People don't got those in real life too often. Although, apparently that is a real condition you can have. Which doesn't surprise me. It's probably where the, whole imagery of it came from in the first place. Mythology has a thing of doing that, where it's just like, there's a completely normal explanation for why we thought a thing existed. Elves, probably somebody with a condition. To have the pointy ears. I forget what it's called, but it does exist. Cyclopses, it's a pretty strong theory that what people thought were Cyclops skeletons were just the skulls of elephants. Because where their trunk is, their big old nose piece, there's just a big hole in their skull for that thing, and it looks like a giant singular eye. And if you hadn't seen an elephant skull and you see that, I can imagine why you would think that's a Cyclops. Same thing for dragons. They think what they were actually stumbling upon were like dinosaur bones, or even just like crocodiles. Crocodiles' bones and skeletons and pieces. And that makes sense too. You see a T-Rex skull. If a medieval person found a T-Rex skull, that is definitely a dragon in their brain, 100%. Maybe like a pterodactyl bones as well. Probably give them the idea for their wangs. I probably shouldn't exaggerate that word. Wings. We'll just say it like that. Dragons be so cool, sup mask. Dragons are cool. Both the fictional and the real ones. You ever see Komodo dragons? They're nuts. Big old murder lizards. And they got poisonous spit simply because of how gross their mouths are. It's like brush your teeth. If you brushed a Komodo dragon's teeth even once, would it just become a big lizard? Completely safe to hang around and keep as a pet, just asking for a friend. What is this song, anyway? Holy for Kingsfield. We're doing Kingsfield music in a Dark Souls music playlist? I don't know if that counts, bro. I mean, the song's okay, but I don't know if I never counted Kingsfield as a Souls game, considering it's first person and like a weird dungeon crawler. I was like, I ain't never heard this in no Dark Souls game. And maybe now I know why. This isn't even a Dark Souls game. It has field in the title. Well, now I just feel betrayed by this playlist. They are cool, but I saw a video of one eating a baby goat whole. It was alive and screamed. I think I saw that one pop up into my recommendeds. I did not click on it, though. But I do believe I've seen that one circulating. So, you know, that's a thing. Yeah, it's kind of messed up how much animal cruelty just gets uploaded onto YouTube under the guise of, like, nature videos. You know some of those are just completely staged to garner that kind of reaction. And it's like, no, that's just what they would eat in nature. It's like, yeah, but you organized this whole video to have a baby goat screaming and being eaten alive. And now you're recording it. This goes far beyond the feeding my pet snake freeze-dried mice videos. Like, you know? Screens were muffled, but you could still hear it after it swallowed it? Yeah, absolutely. That's messed up. I wouldn't watch it. There's also those videos of frogs eating things whole. That's pretty messed up. Because frogs don't chew on stuff. They don't kill you when they eat you. You're just there in their mouth for like a long time until you just die. I guess from like suffocation, no breathing. Don't give a meh if I cut my arm bleeding. Is that what he says? I don't know. The man who erased his name came out or something? Yeah, I saw it on Reddito. Saw news of the Leica Dragione stuff. Or the man who, forgot himself in the past or something. Good for him, yeah. As long as he was trying it. Well, I don't know. I saw the trailer and he was talking about some stuff that may not be so great for him. So, you know, good for him for the erasure. He's got some other stuff to deal with, from what I hear. What is this lair? What the heck? Oh, boy. Oh, is this the bow and arrows? Yeah, it's the bow and arrows. We'll put that up here. I also saw that near the news that Omegle was shutting down. Omegle? Whatever you want to call it. And that's good. I'm pretty sure the only reason that service was still up was for, weirdos. And pervoids. And weirdo pervoids. So I honestly don't even know how it was up for this long. I thought it died back in 2012 YouTube when they were going on there to be like, I found fans on Omegle? Oh, where? 2 million views, 8 million views. Well, that was like the only good use for that service. And good is just like a generous. Perverts and raised. Are there racists on Omegle? I didn't even know that part. I never frequented the platform. Actually, I'm pretty sure I could go so far as to say I never even used it. I never even went on the website. So pervoids, racists, weirdos, and pervert racist weirdos. Pervoids. Sorry. Let me get my terminology correct. How would racists even connect with each other on Omegle? I don't even know how. There's like, can you even search by like things you're trying to talk about. Are there like communities? I don't know how the platform ever worked. I never went on there, me neither. It always seemed just a little sketchy. And by a little, I mean absurdly sketchy. Like one of the most sketchy platforms on the web, on the not dark web. How does that look? Nah, I don't know if I like that. Maybe this? Maybe this, perhaps? Nope. Not like that. Okay. Not like this. I don't like that. I gotta erase this one. There, let's try it this way. That looks better. How wide does his leg gotta be? Maybe like that? It's really his pants. I tried to re-up myself on some of the clothing studies I did a bit ago. See if I could get some old information back into my brain. And I think it helped a little bit. Forget those studies so fast, man. You gotta keep up on it all the time. God of War, the Sony, or the PlayStation YouTube channel released a very weird video. You know what, maybe we should actually try it, since they released it. They released God of War Ragnarok Lo-Fi Beats to Journal to, so... If I didn't at least try that on this stream, I don't know what I could even call, if I could even call it my stream. A video games playlist released by PlayStation itself? Lo-fi version of God of War songs? Let's just see what it is. It's half an hour long. Oh god. Is this Rabe's Lament? It's a lo-fi song? It's so stupid. Oh man. Oh, Alex Mukala worked on these too? That's crazy. I watch that guy's YouTube videos about compositions that he makes, or analyzes. Alright, I'm getting into it. Once the initial shock wears off of hearing Rabe's Lament with a bass line. This song is supposed to be heartbreaking. Right now I'm just kind of grooving to it. This guy is pretty good. I've heard that this guy is pretty good from people who play it, that they enjoy it. It's very much a make the number get bigger kind of game. That's like its whole thing. Big number. Which one did you play? Because I know there's like a million installments of it. I just played it as a tactics game. I don't even know how to perceive that game. I just know it has characters in big numbers. I have PC and 2. Oh, I see. Aren't they up to like 8 or something like that? I know that's one of those series that's been going on for a lot longer than you'd expect. 7, I think? I bet they got 8 in the works right now. Much like Capcom definitely has Monster Hunter World 2. Ready for release at any second. Probably right now. I would say, maybe. This is a weird track to open with for this playlist. I mean, it is like one of the best songs in the game, so I kind of understand it, but it's like such a weird tonal shift. To expect somebody to like bop their head along to this song. What are fingers and how do they even work? The world may never know. Gotta go. Alright. Thanks for stopping in, Mask. Appreciate it. Catch you later. Bye-bye. I think I gotta shrink this hand. We have also reached a weird cultural sort of stasis here that I've noticed when I was on YouTube. There was a trailer for Mean Girls. You might be saying, what, that movie is like really old. Yes, but they also adapted it into a musical because cultural stagnation and no original ideas, and Hollywood is dying. But now, the trailer was not for the musical, because that is also, by this point, pretty old for Mean Girls. It was a movie adaptation of the musical, which was an adaptation of the movie. Which wouldn't surprise me if it was, like, adapted from some kind of book. I don't know that to be true. But, like, we literally just cannot make anything new anymore. And there's, like, the other trailer that was big today was a new Ghostbusters movie. And it's got the original cast in it still. And I don't even know, like, Dan Aykroyd, how he's even still involved in all of that. He's probably just coasting on Crystal Skull vodka at this point. That's got to be 70% of his bodily composition. And the other 30% being ectoplasm. Dan Aykroyd is probably... I heard somebody put it very well, that Dan Aykroyd is one of the weirdest human beings in that he snuck into Hollywood somehow by being seemingly a parody of a certain type of person, like the occult type of spirit-obsessed kind of person. But then it would just slowly become more apparent over time that that's just who he is. He just actually believes in all that. He just believes in spooks, and specters, and ghouls. And the occult. It's one of his favorite things to talk about. Is this whole playlist Rabe's Lament? I don't remember it being like a 7-minute long song.
think his hair's too big. We can fix that though. Should probably draw this on a new layer, this ponytail. It's a little tall, I will admit. Whoops. Let's merge these fools. Next layer onto the lady. Oh god, the background has changed. On the YouTube video. Not in anywhere else. Isn't this just the Mother song? Isn't this from God of War 1? Not the first actual one. This ain't no Ragnarok tune. Get your own material. Fix that. Oh yeah, I should probably make some YouTube thumbnails. Whoops, haven't done that in a while. I'm probably like 7 videos behind again. I said I was going to catch up. I lied to everyone, including myself. I also have to make a thumbnail for the Slender videos. I still haven't even made a thumbnail for the Portal video. When I was playing that with Garrow. That'll also be a thing I have to finish up. Should I skew this? Is that what's the problem? What is the thing that looks different here? I don't know. Not entirely sure what looks different. I just know it does. Alright, we'll just keep going with it then. Because that's what you have to do. Don't like how something's turning out in your comic? Too bad. You got time restraints. If you don't have deadlines, you should definitely have self-imposed ones. At the very least. And I'm doing that barely. Self-imposing deadlines on me. Once this year elapses and my goal of getting it out by this year inevitably fails. Because it will. I just keep adding stuff. It's becoming unsustainable. It's becoming unrealistic to want to release this year. But once that inevitably falls through, I'll have to reset a new one, and I don't know what it'll be. I'll have to, like, map out my rate of page completion, which is barely one a week, I think. If that. Because I just, you know, I have no time. I work full-time at the worst hours of basically ever created. Graveyard shifts were not meant for human beings to work. I can tell because literally everybody else on the planet who doesn't work them has normal functioning lives, and I am here being able to interact with like 3 people who are not my parents, like even semi-regularly. Aside from Twitch, of course, aside from the people I talk with here. Twitch is a great, you know what? Twitch is actually a great thing for people if you work a graveyard shift and you want to interact with people, because there's probably going to be somebody who you can interact with at any time frame on Twitch TV. Twitch.tv at any given moment. So your schedule will align with somebody's, probably. And then you can make a new friend. Or an old friend. Rekindle that relationship. Make a new enemy, I don't know, do what you want. Make an old enemy, and I don't mean an enemy you once had. Make an enemy of an old person. I think the current CEO of Twitch streams occasionally, and I think he's an older gentleman. So you can make an enemy of that guy, get banned or something, I don't know. If you get banned in that guy's chat, does he ban you from the platform for, like, ever? That would be so hardcore. If the CEO has a special account, where if you get banned in his chat room, you're just out. That has to be a thing. It's got, like, a global command. The skeleton key of banning people. He's got the little death needle from Dune. It pokes you with it. You evaporate. The Gom Jabbar. That's what it was called. I think her legs might be a little too tall here. That might, or these little, this lower portion of her leg anyway. I think this can be moved over too. That might be a problem. On the bright side, these delays in this chapter release means more content for a longer period of time when I do start releasing the chapters. Or the pages, rather. I got a bigger buffer window. Which will inevitably run out, though. Because my rate of page completion with my current schedule and job setup, not sustainable for regular page production. Even if I go down to 1 page per week, in terms of release, which I will probably have to do at some point, unfortunately, I don't think I'll even be able to sustain that. I'll have to, like, go on hiatus, which is to just say, I'll have to work on stuff in the background, so don't expect a release from me for a bit. And then it'll still just come back, and it'll be, like, 1 page release. And I'm not even one of those people who are crazy, by the way, on Webtoon, who are releasing multiple comics, just like swapping back and forth between them. Like, yeah, we got a weekly release schedule for this one, and then we also got another series we've been working on since like 2019 or whatever, that we're still regularly updating. Like, how do you even update 1 comic regularly, let alone 2 of them, even if they're a team of 2 people? It's usually just like a writer and an artist, and that artist has to be insanely quick with it. I don't know how they do it. Well, I know one tactic. Usually these comics have 3D backgrounds, but that's not, you know, that's neither here nor there. I've already made my peace with the fact that 3D background production is not something I'm going to use, even if it would speed up my workflow by like 1,002%. I don't care. I don't want it. Alright, let's flip this and see where we're at. Good thing I did, because this looks a little off. A little bit more volume to her head. Well, maybe not. What looks so off about this? Is it this one? Maybe there's too much. Try the exact opposite thing. And maybe that was it. God, I've already been drawing for like an hour. Well, like 40 minutes technically, but you know, it feels like a lot. And these guys are a little tilted, so we'll tilt them back. She's like behind him and then she's like in front of him in this panel. Let's try fixing that for continuity's sake. She'll have to be moved down, of course. Oh, of course I did it after I... You know what, we're gonna... Yeah, we're gonna unmerge them. That'll help immensely. Let's move her on down. I'm gonna erase parts of the gentleman in front of her. Just so the continuity makes sense. She's like a little shorter than she should be, maybe. Maybe like a little larger. Where's those thumbnails again? All right. Taking a break from that page because there's going to be a lot of crowd shots there, so I'm going to try and figure that out later. I got more stuff to thumbnail anyway, so we can do that first. All right, so let's thumbnail this one, I suppose. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can do 5 panels here. File save as. What is this? Action sequence 2 for the thumbnails. I think it's always good to just have a finished page open so I can just look and be like, oh, thank God I am doing something. Progress is being made. Good to have that reminder. Forgot what this fool's helmet even looks like. Not even sure what this is supposed to be. What is this panel here? We're drawing the old triangle here. I'm noticing. You dink to the skink, and then you put the bink in the... How do you do this part again? I'll have to rewatch the Ethan Becker video. Are we out of music? Okay, that makes sense. Let's go to... where was the Kingsfield one? Dragon Memories, Dark Souls 2. What the heck? Dragon These Memories? Let's shrink his face on down for this panel. Everything has to be appropriately sized. I keep making them too large. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think maybe we can subdivide this into 6 panels, actually. And then we can make some of these diagonal, more or less, depending on what looks good. You know what we should do? What I should do, rather. You guys don't have to do anything. I'll take this one, don't even worry about it. If you guys ever wanted to do a page and, you know, take on some of the responsibility, I wouldn't hate it, though, that's all I'm saying. Nah, I would hate it. This is my thing. I'm making it. Me. Ain't gonna let nobody else touch it. Oh, God. Bless America. Oh, new pages of stuff on Tapas. Ingress Adventuring Company. I do like that one. Oh, excuse me, where did your line art go? I'm seeing it now. Where is that? So where did you go? What the hell? Why don't you have line art down there? Did I delete that? Hold on, there's gotta be something in the history. The herstory? No, even all the way back here, there's no line art down there. What the heck? Where did it go? What did I do? Oops. I'll have to fix that. Oh, it's there. I can just barely see it. Alright, well, I mean, that's something. Here, let me try and remedy that. Where is the line art? Alright, here it is. Let's just darken that up. That's the eraser. Let's try that again. No, don't do that. Let's try that the third time. Yeah, this needs to be darkened up at least, because I can't even tell it's down there. Look at that. Maybe even like darker? Just to, like, really make it stand out. I can't even see it. Okay, nice. Let's see, we did hair, we did 2 little figures, we did a thumbnail. I think we're doing okay, progress-wise. It's always hard to gauge how much progress you're actually making when you're doing thumbnails. Especially for me, because the amount of progress I make is really determined by the line art, because that's my slowest link. Oh yeah, this is the one that always sounds like the Nostalgia Critic theme song, but as like a slow piano thing. Gets me every time. We can do another one. I got a couple pages I can thumbnail. I actually got quite a few for this next sequence. That's part of the reason I have started realizing how unlikely it is that I will finish this little chapter by the end of the year like I wanted to, because I just have so many things planned out, and they're all essential for pacing, unless I'm just bad at pacing things out. Which I might be. I know that I'm not taking full advantage of sound effects. I could incorporate them more into the planning phase, because sound effects do add a lot to the pacing of a scene. Particularly in regards to slowing it down. I brought it up before, but if you just have like a shot of like a footstep just running off to the side or off into the distance or something, like, you know, receding into a vanishing point or whatever. You can convey just to how long you're supposed to linger on this frame with the amount of, like, I don't know, little tippy taps you can, like, write on there. Like, you can write 3, they're taking like 3 steps, you could write like 14, and then you get the conveyance that they're running a lot. And sound effects can do that pretty well, so they're an effective tool. I'm not sure I utilize them enough when it comes to planning. I think that would help me sort of minimize the panels that I'm using, where I'm like conveying multiple actions, or like maybe one action over the course of multiple panels, when I could just use a sound effect and minimize some of that. It's hard to perceive exactly. Until you, I guess it's just something that'll have to come with experience that I don't have yet. It's weird saying I don't have experience with something when I've been working on this comic, in total, for like a lot of hours by now. What stream are we on? Like 140 something? We're like half a year into this, and that's for this chapter. I was working on the other, like, the prologue, but is now chapter 1, as I've rebranded it. I was working on that for like a few months. So we're at like 3/4 of a year of work on this comic in total, and I haven't even released anything. Nuts. panels am I gonna shove into this page? Let's see here. One, two, three, four. I can go 4 rows on pages usually without it being the worst thing ever. It might get a little cramped down here. One, two, three, four, five. We can do 6 panels, maybe. See how this goes. Maybe this will be the open one down here. Now this is going to be interesting. I'm going to try and do a bit more of a vertical over the head, over the top of that. What is this? Bird's eye shot? We'll see. Alright, let's see if we can get a reference for like a top-down perspective. Of a person. Person from directly overhead reference. Not many people are getting this exact shot that I need. Probably should try Pinterest for this one. Oops, don't save that image. Let's just copy it and see if we can learn from this. Edit, transform, flip it. Nah, do it again. I think one of these smaller lads might be what I'm looking for. Let's try this. If this perspective was here. I don't know if I like that. This will be a tricky shot to iron out. I guess what we could try is finding out a little bit of the perspective, and it's going to be like real harsh though. See if this does anything. Actually, you know what? I think it might. Alright, I think we got a good shot here. At least a better one than what I had. Hmm. Looks like perspective mapping actually helps. Who'd have thought? All you gotta do is just do things the right way. Alright, now... let's erase some of these so I have more room to do whatever I was doing. We can get rid of this little failed reference sheet. What should this next shot be? I have rough stuff planned out in the sketchbook, but I need to refine it here because it's digital. I guess it's thumbnail, so there's not too much pressure, but like, you know, I want to get it right here. Writing stuff in my actual sketchbook because it's words. Are we out of music now? Nice. Worked our way through the Dark Souls one. Persona 3 Iwatodai Chill Mix. I don't know about Persona 3. Oh, just the entirety of the movie Kung Fu Panda 2 is in my recommended? Okay, sure. Free with ads. Nice. I mean, it is one of the better ones in the trilogy. If not the best one. But I don't think I could just watch that on stream. Yume Nikki music? I have actually not played that. I've heard great things about it. One of the pioneer pixel art horror games, from what I understand. Atlas Plateau. Isn't it Altus Plateau? I don't know. Eldon Ring? Nah, we'll just go to some other stuff. Let's try Tears of the Kingdom Water Temple for an hour. No, you know what? We just gotta find something. wife spends too much time in the bathroom, James started to get suspicious, so he decided to plant a concealed camera sponsored top 5 news. Oh my god, YouTube ads are awful. I didn't realize YouTube ads could be purchased by literally just about anybody. That's a freaking TMZ article. Now we're just gonna have to go with old reliable. Zeldonk. Ooh, I haven't actually heard this track. What the hell? We're coming out with new stuff immediately? What is this one? Lookout Landing, Tears of the Kingdom. I guess I just didn't stick around long enough to figure this, or find this one. Ooh, maybe we scrap this entire thing that I've been working on for like 5 minutes, and then we try a different angle. What if we try... It just came to my mind. Yeah, this is why I can't be a professional artist in the comic. You can't make mistakes like that. Just be like, yeah, what if I work on this and then decide not to use it at all? I wanted to see if I could go for like an upwards facing angle here. Maybe not this far up. Looks like we're just like at the camera is placed at the man's grundle. So let's not place the camera at the man's grundle, if possible. And it is, because I'm in direct control of that. And like some Dutch angle stuff too, just to really make it all sorts of off kilter. There's a lot of Western music in Zelda games. Western themed, anyway. This has always been the case. In fact, there's that whole sequence in Twilight Princess where you are just in an old cowboy town, and there's like bokoblins in an old Western, like, down to the old saloon, and you're just shooting them up with a bow and arrow. And they're falling out of the windows like those old stuntmen would. It makes me wonder, and then there's like Link's crossbow training. Was Zelda supposed to be Western themed? I know at some point in the early drafts, Zelda was actually supposed to be a futuristic type game as well, and they have certainly reincorporated that into the lore. with like all the Sheikah Slate stuff and the technology. They're kind of reintroducing it in that way, which I think is neat. I think it was a cool angle for the whole magic system in Zelda to take. It's just it's a lost technology. It's the idea that the civilization is actually progressing backwards, or has lost that ancient wisdom and is now very medieval fantasy, but used to be because of all the Sheikah nonsense. This whole future, they got holograms and they transmit information through drops of water. It's like, what the heck were they even doing? These people are nuts. Sort of dystopian in that way. Zelda Tears of the Kingdom is kind of a dystopia type beat, along with Breath of the Wild. I feel like they just didn't commit hard enough to it because they gotta make the game for babies. Doing a live-action Zelda movie. Apparently Sony is picking up some of the production on that. I'm not entirely sure what exactly their involvement is, but I just know that they're involved in it, which means it's probably going to be, at the very least, a slightly... I'm not expecting, like, Majora's Mask levels of surreal existentialism, but it might be a slightly more mature movie than the Mario movie, so I'm curious about how that's even going to turn out at all. I wonder what topic they're going to... or, like, what timeline are they going to even pursue? I would imagine something like Ocarina of Time. That's like a very straightforward narrative. You got the hero rescue the princess from the evil Wizard King. They would have to flesh out him a little bit more than the game did, because in the game he's just like a guy who shows up and is politically involved for like a scene before he starts wrecking shop. And plus it would make Ganon more of a character, as opposed to some of the other iterations. Wind Waker Ganon would be pretty weird. We don't even know what it would be. It's a live-action one, so they probably won't do anything from the Toon Link era. God, if they did... oh, man, if it's like a Twilight Princess movie, I would freaking absolutely... I would lose my gourd. 100%. It's like the most story-centric Zelda game they've ever made, though. So, like, if they were gonna take some inspiration from anything, it would be that one. In my opinion. You got Zant showing up, usurping the Hyrule King, and or just the kingdom in general. Zelda is imprisoned, exiled away from her people. As her dimension starts shit, then Midna comes along, she's got her own personal motivation. It's like a whole, there's like character arcs all over the place. It's perfect. You can flesh out Link in there, beyond just being a Zelda rescuer, because his chemistry with Midna, which they developed that in the manga too. So it's like there's even more source material to draw from. I'm just saying, narratively rich vein Twilight Princess. And if they were going to make a movie about any Zelda game, or at the very least inspired by one, it would probably be that one, in my opinion. For the best option, Skyward Sword has a pretty... has a lot of cutscenes as well. It likes to put a little bit of narrative in there, but it's just, like, stupid. If you were to actually follow or adapt Skyward Sword's narrative into a movie, I don't think it would hold up. There's like 2 arcs that the characters undergo, and only one of them is interesting. Zelda turns into like the guardian or manifestation of wisdom or whatever, and that's cool, I guess. That just kind of happens to her though. She doesn't make any decisions toward that. That's always been my issue with that part of Skyward Sword. Is like she's just kind of there. She's not really doing much. She's just getting carted around by Impa, saying, "You are the chosen one." And then the interesting one is Groose, because he's just like, he's Groose, he's an anus, he sucks until does it. And he's a bro, and he helps you save the world. He throws bombs at the Zelda equivalent of the devil. Like, you can't beat that. At some point you gotta realize that Groose should have been the protagonist of that game. And I'm stalling while I look for a new shot for this next panel here. much time I got? I got like a couple minutes here. I don't think we'll do Slaunder today, unless some other people show up. I was thinking about like what it would require for me to do some Slonderman. And it wouldn't make sense for me to just beat that game if I was the only one hanging around street. At that point, I might as well just make a YouTube video about it. And that's no fun. So I'll save it for days when people are already here. Not on one of these slower focus mode days where either you can't tell if the VOD was muted, and I just added in music later, which I don't, so that would be the surefire way to tell. Or if I was just, like, not speaking for an hour. Could be both. I could have not been speaking and the VOD could be muted, all at the same point. Be real confusing. Two, three, four, five, and then we can do panels down here. What the heck is this? There are so many tracks in here I've never even heard. Inside a House, Link's Awakening. This happens every time you go in a house? Ooh, I don't remember that. This is horrible. There's no way that's the right track for this. I feel like I would have remembered this.
I want to find these little thought bubble things. Because thought bubbles look so stupid, in my opinion. If you're doing the one where it's like the cloud and like little other clouds leading into... I hate those. I never thought they looked good. I like the ones in Berserk where he does this for Kentaro Miura. He does this for the ones where they're like internal monologues. They don't look this bad, but they're just these black lines. Actually, the ones he does are like very defined and like star-shaped. I don't think I want to do that. I think the round is good. With like a little bit of texture on the inside. I like these for conveying thought. It's different enough. Gets the idea across that you're not speaking. I like this kind of shape here. I think Clip Studio might have some in their assets, their pre-made stuff for comic making. I'll take a look at that, see if I can find one that matches this shape, because I do like it. We got that page good. One more page here. I don't know if I'll finish it. Probably not for thumbnailing. Whoops, what have I done? We gotta go here. Alright, now we can do that thing I was probably gonna do before.
I don't know if I can handle Majora's Mask music right now. Even the happy songs in Majora's Mask are just weird. Move him over here because this composition's got to be focused on the building, I think. And then after we do this panel, I think I will just call it, finish the page next time.
Yeah, I think that'll be good then. For today, I did a bunch of thumbnails, I did some line art, I think we made some decent progress today. You know what I am noticing though? I don't like the way this looks now, now that I've spent time away from it. So I will fix this real quick. I think this cloak should just be more obfuscated. Oh yeah, I think we're good. I think we got a good thing going here. Let me just make sure I can mark down this dialogue before I forget what I even wrote. I think we got some decent shots here. I think the pacing is solid in these thumbnails. I had to touch them up a little bit. But I think we got some good stuff going. It'll be nice to get those pages actually finalized, I think. It's always good when you finish thumbnailing stuff and you are excited to work on the actual refinement of them. As opposed to being like, oh, this is garbage. This doesn't even make sense. I hate this. But yeah, I think we did some decent stuff today. That's it for me. Thanks anybody who stopped by, either lurking, otherwise. Mask, I know, stopped by for a moment. And yeah, I'll be doing the same thing tomorrow, maybe with more Slender, depending on if people show up. Depends. Depends. Also, I probably should change my category to Slender when I do that. I might get more followers. I might get to 50. And then I can do my affiliate grind, where I have to have 3 average viewers for like a month, which is like nuts to me. How do they consider an average too? Can I just have 3 people pop in and then like leave? Or does that have to be for like a duration? That would suck. Because I don't think I can maintain 3 people's attention for like 10 minutes, let alone a month? Good lord. Unless I stream for 10 minutes every day that month. And then that'll be the stream. And then I just so I can inflate the average. Call upon my community that I have at that point. All the people I know, all the homies. Be like, just stop it for like literally 2 seconds, and then I'll stop the stream. And it'll consider like a 3 viewer average. But until then, until I get my funny JPEGs at my affiliate status, that is all for me today. And I'll catch anybody later who hears this. Bye-bye.